Hey guys, want to do a quick sort of update video. I have a bunch of products you guys have been asking me to do updates on. I don't know if I will on all of them, like boots and whatnot. Anyway, earlier this summer I did a video on these guys, and primarily I used it for making coffee on the fire line all summer. I had told you guys that I had frozen it in tests, which I did, but I will warn you, do not freeze it many times. What I kept doing is every time I came home from fire, I would fill it up with a little bit of water, like halfway or whatever, and I would freeze it. And that way, when we got called out the next day or the next couple days, when we left again, I would have basically a big ice cube. I'd fill the rest up with water, I'd throw it in my truck bag, and I would go. You know, it would always sort of deform a little bit. A lot of times the lid would pop off, but once you got a little bit of water in here, to melt that big ice cube, you know, it went back to shape, and I was able to put this on. Well, even the last time we were up in the northern Washington area, it was so cold at night. One of the things I would do is I went by camp and I would fill this full of just hot water for like tea from the camp kitchen, and you know, put a sock around it, and I would throw this in my sleeping bag just to keep everything warm. It never leaked on me. And then the very next day after I did that, the first time, we were out, we stopped, I went to make coffee during a break, and you know, it worked great. I filled up, basically made my lid full of coffee, and I was just keeping actually water in this. Use this as my cup for coffee, and went to put it back on, and it basically stripped to the point where it won't lock. It'll just keep turning. So it will slightly leak and dribble now. So what I suspect has happened is, over the many times of me freezing it, if you're going to do that, don't do it with the lid on, because what it will do is when it goes to deform, it pops this off basically in the freezer, and I suspect, even though nothing's cracked or broken, I suspect these things have just been worn down just enough so it won't do that. I don't think it's just for me using average use, because I did throw this in the freezer with this on many times. So that's kind of it. The only thing I did after that, once it stopped holding water, I continued to use it because I basically have a coffee cup, and I got plenty of access to bottled water, and it actually worked out better because that way I could put whatever amount of water I wanted instead of what I was carrying that day. I could use this separately or whatever, but I could just put in a little quick, you know, 8 ounces for 1 cup, and then in here I just have, you know, typical MRE coffee, sugar, creamer, and instant coffee. So it still worked. It works as sort of a little coffee kit now. There's a standard water bottle in there. But I did want to give you guys that update to let you know it's still working at $8, you know, at Walmart or whatever these are. They're still basically bulletproof. The plastic is obviously the weaker portion, and you know, I think if I hadn't put it in the freezer so many times this summer, forced it off. Now I do have a second one of these. This was the one I carried during fire season. So quick update. I gotta go because I can hear my bread timer, and I got bread in the oven. Thanks for watching. Homemade bread.